Many animals that inhabit our planet are sensitive to their environment. If living conditions begin to change a little and become uncomfortable, the animals will either begin to migrate or die out. However, in the Earth's fauna, there are also unique animals that feel comfortable in those conditions in which most other animals, and especially people, would die. Watch until the end, and you will learn what animal can live even when its heart stops beating. If you want to learn more about the animals, subscribe to our channel. And now, let's go. Giant worms, reaching a length of 3 meters, found their home under the water, showing only bright red tentacles. The tentacles are closely woven into a huge number of tubes, slowly oscillating in the water. So, deep dwellers can climb 5,000 meters underwater. The ocean floor seems to be the last place where life can be found. Few creatures can withstand constant darkness and cold. Unusual inhabitants of the seabed gather around so-called black smokers, geological faults from which water bursts out, heated to 400 degrees and saturated with metals, dissolved gases and sulfur compounds, which gives the water a black color. Bacteria are the main inhabitants of smokers, obtaining energy by processing chemical compounds. Other marine life feeds on these bacteria, but vestimentiferans have found a more sophisticated way. They provide shelter for the bacteria inside their bodies in exchange for absorbing nutrients produced by the bacteria. Elephants of Namibia. It's hard to believe, but these impressive creatures, which typically consume up to 200 liters of water per day, have adapted to life on dry, sun-dry land. Elephants can live as long as humans and have amazing memories. Older individuals remember the location of underground reservoirs, even if they last saw them 20 years ago, and know exactly which of the rare desert streams have not yet dried up, where one can find grass that still retains moisture. These animals can detect water underground by smell, and when they get to the right place, they dig in the sand to get to it. Himalayan mosquitoes are harmless to humans. They feed on nectar. The insects can be found everywhere, including Antarctica, the Pacific Ocean, caves, and thermal springs. Himalayan mosquitoes reproduce successfully, even in temperatures reaching -15 degrees Celsius. To avoid freezing, these insects use antifreeze dissolved in their blood. Despite their small size, miniature tardigrades are among the most resilient creatures on Earth. They are able to survive in the most extreme conditions: hot springs, under ice, on the ocean floor, and even in space, despite the lack of respiratory and circulatory systems. Tardigrades can withstand a wide range of temperatures, from -200 to +70 degrees Celsius, and are able to tolerate radiation levels that are hundreds of times greater than the lethal dose for humans. They can live without water or food for many years due to their ability to enter a state of suspended animation under unfavorable conditions. During suspended animation, tardigrades lose up to 95% of their water and shrink in size, curling up their legs and covering themselves with a waxy shell to prevent the remaining moisture from evaporating. In this almost anhydrous state, similar to hibernation, their metabolism slows down tenfold, which allows them to survive for many years. Wild yaks living in Tibet cannot stand human company, so they choose places where it is difficult for him to reach. They are capable of climbing to heights of more than 6,000 meters. They can easily withstand temperatures down to -40 degrees, but already at +15, they can experience heat stroke. They are perfectly adapted to low oxygen levels thanks to their huge hearts and blood rich in hemoglobin. Tree frogs from North America prefer to survive the winter months in extremely extreme conditions, essentially freezing through. For most biological organisms, such a decrease in body temperature ends fatally. Water in the tissues turns into ice, expanding and disrupting the structure of cells, which irreparably damages the organs. However, frogs have their own secret trump card: sugar. In the liver, they store reserves of this substance in the form of polymer glycogen molecules. When ice begins to form in the tissues, glycogen is converted into glucose within a few minutes. the glucose is released into the blood and spreads throughout all tissues, protecting them from destruction. Although the heart of a frozen frog continues to function and pump glucose, over time it also stops working. Other body systems also stop working. The poor frog's temperature drops to -6 degrees Celsius. He is not breathing and appears dead. An amphibian can remain in this state for up to a month. When it gets warm, the frog unfreezes, the heart begins to beat again, and all other organs also gradually restore their function. Another example of incredible survival in nature is king penguins. During the winter hunger strike, they make incredible efforts to ensure the survival of their chicks. Parents cannot find enough food for themselves, so they are forced to rely on their own fat reserves. King penguins are large birds, and their maturation process takes a long time, about 1.5 years. Females lay eggs in November-February, and the chick hatches 2 months later. At first, the parents carry the chick on their paws, protecting it with a leathery fold on the belly. Once a certain age is reached, the parents send the penguin chicks out to sea in search of food, with caring adult birds staying behind to look after them. Young penguins gather in groups to keep themselves warm. Within these groups, the strong and mature chicks are found in the center, where they remain warm and safe, while the smaller, weaker penguins find themselves on the periphery, where survival becomes more difficult. This is the penguin Sparta. If you like the video, let us know by giving a thumbs up. For more breathtaking content about animals, subscribe to our channel.